is the last day that I will speak to you as a loving, diverse group of Lower Richland students that collectively make up the class of 2022. For the past few weeks, I have been reflecting on everything you all have endured, pondering exactly what message I wanted to give to you today. This class has faced traumas that previous classes did not have to endure. You've experienced the untimely deaths of classmates, family members, teachers, administrators. You experienced restrictions in your social development as high school students, changes in the ways you completed everyday tasks, and let's not forget the unforeseen sicknesses of the pandemic. I wanted my message to respectively acknowledge all that you've been through, but also encourage you for the future. But for some reason, I could not settle on a topic. I considered speaking about triumph over tragedy and letting you know that even after facing tragedy, you could still be triumphant. I also thought about speaking on letting you know that it's okay not to be okay, because it's completely understandable for all that you've been experienced, the grief, the pain, and everything else you've been through. I even thought about speaking about overcoming disappointments and how when things don't go exactly as planned, you can still regroup and push forward. But one evening, my sister and I were discussing my ideas for graduation, and she said, "I have the perfect topic for you. Sometimes you must give up to give praise." Let me say that again. You must give up to give praise. As I think back over my life, I cannot count the times I've been told to never give up. As a young child, when doing something as small as learning to ride a bike, or as an adult, when attempting a task that seemed too difficult to complete, I've been told to never give up, push forward, and keep trying. I'm sure you've been told the same. Yes, these statements are true. However, there are times when you must give up to give praise. I'm sure you're all thinking, well, Dr. Hursey, that's just the opposite of what you've been instilling in us over the past 4 years. And yes, that is true. Every time you've experienced heartache, disappointments, and setbacks, I preach to you that you should never give up, keep pushing forward, and continue to reach for your goals. And yes, I still believe those things. So let me explain to you why sometimes you must give up to give praise. In full transparency, there were times as I was preaching those words of encouragement to you, I was not believing in those words myself. A few weeks ago, I wanted to give up and walk away from my position as principal of Lower Richland High School. There seemed to be roadblocks, uphill battles, and adversities targeting me from all directions. At times, I felt defeated, that I could no longer give you my very best. But after much prayer, counseling, and conversations with people who really understand me and the love that I have for our school, and reflecting on why I became an educator, I realized that giving up on my career wasn't what I needed. Instead, I needed to give up on people, situations, negative thinking, and relationships that were causing me to feel the way that I did. This realization was eye-opening for me, and I wanted to use my own experiences to encourage you. As you begin the next chapter of your lives, you will have to make choices to ensure your success and happiness. I'm giving you permission to give up on some things to ensure that this happens. Give up and give praise. You must give up on relationships that do not add joy and bring value to your life. You must give up on people who devalue you and don't support your goals. You must give up on negative thinking, self-doubt, and hopelessness. You must give up on trying to change circumstances that are beyond your control. You must give up on bad habits that don't contribute to your success. And you must give up on anything that does not help you grow mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You will find that when you give up on these things and situations, you will begin to see an increase in opportunities for your life to give praise. Give praise for your family and villages that have supported, guided, and instilled values in you that will help you become successful. Give praise that even though you've endured unprecedented times, you are still stronger and more resilient than ever before. Give praise for the self-confidence you have to embrace the talents that each of you possess to make you a unique individual. Give praise that you have the insight to see people for who they really are and what they represent. Give praise for the last 4 years here at Lord Richland that have prepared and given you the tools to reach your goals. And give praise that you have worked hard, made sacrifices, and been determined to do what you needed to do to be here today as a part of this graduating class. Years ago, as a freshman at South Carolina State University, I didn't have any desire to become an educator. I actually wanted to be a fashion designer and create clothing that would be seen on runway models and celebrities around the world. When I started taking courses toward a degree in education, I began to feel that I had found my niche and was following in the path that was created for me. I had to give up on what I thought was the plan for my life and give praise that God knew where He wanted me to be and where He has kept me for the last 26 years. For everything I had to give up in my life, my dream of being a fashion designer, the scrutiny of others who tried to undermine my position, the hurt and devastation of losing students, colleagues, and family, the disappointment when supporters became adversaries, and the times when I felt as if I had failed. I must continue to give praise to my very supportive family and close friends who remind me that I'm still human and it's okay to have a bad day. I give praise for classmates that have checked in on Erica to remind me that I am making a difference at our alma mater. I give praise for the parents of my students who have thanked me for pouring into their children. And I give praise for colleagues who have counseled and mentored me to help me refocus on my why I am and deserve to be the principal of Lower Richland High School. Class of 2022, thank you. You will always hold a very special place in my heart and life. As you leave here today, you will be faced with many challenges, disappointments, some failures, and uncertainties in your life. When you find yourself struggling in these situations, take time to reflect on the unique bond you've created with your classmates, the resilience you've displayed with all that you've been through, the persistence that you've shown to meet your goals, and remember that sometimes it's okay to give up and give praise. Now it's time to do our one last diamond cheer before crossing the stage.